Welcome to Duet Night Abyss. I've not made a lot of videos, but I felt as though I needed to talk a lot about this game. Now, I've been excited for it for probably the last month or so. I heard about it from my brother, who we both played a ton of Warframe, and we love Warframe. I thought we would give this game a try, and I really enjoyed it as my first impressions. But as time went on, I have a lot of struggles with this game, and as much as I want to love it and give this game a chance, I felt like I needed to address some of the concerns that I have with this game in hopes that maybe devs will listen and these things will get better, or things that might improve over time. Maybe they don't want to go this direction. That's okay, because I think that these are the things that would have to change for me to want to continue my experience with this game. First, let's talk about the good things that I like about DNA so far. I love the character designs. I think that they're very unique in art style. I love the protagonist. I love a lot of the different character designs they have. Second thing I love is the story. I think the story is uniquely interactive. It's been a very unique experience. I love the dual narrative. I love how it's shaping up, but I enjoyed a lot. I think the set pieces towards the end of chapters are fantastic. For example, like a lot of the boss fights feel very clean, and they do a good way of making you feel powerful with your gear, but also creating a set piece for every person to enjoy. Next, let's talk about the combat, right? I think melee can feel great. I love the animations, but generally the feedback in the animations for melee feel fantastic. Like, hitting an enemy feels rewarding with melee. It doesn't feel like I'm swinging a wet noodle, and it also doesn't feel like I can't hit anything. Melee feels great. Gun feel when playing in solo also feels very good. It has great feedback when you're not lagging in co-op. But in the solo and story, the guns feel fantastic to use. Now, last thing I'll talk about is the power fantasy. Now, games like Warframe and this really thrive off of your character grinding to make your character very strong. The appeal to a lot of people is being able to wipe out tons and tons of enemies all in one go, room clearing and nuking. Feel very satisfying this game, right? I picked up Lyn very quickly, and using the Lyn ultimate feels fantastic, right? Clearing rooms, high attack speed, clearing content that my regular guns can't even do feels great. Very rewarding gameplay. But I think that that's kind of where the positives stop for me at the moment. First off, probably one of my biggest gripes is the co-op. The co-op is laggy right now. I'm sure that'll get fixed pretty quickly. I think they've talked about it in some of their road mapping, that their current online feel and current game feel with the servers aren't what they intended to be. So I'm not going to gripe on that too much, while sometimes freezing for seconds at a time. If I have a clip, I'll put it in here, but you just freeze. Maybe other people don't have the same experience, but I freeze for 10 to 15 seconds at a time while the other person in my parties aren't experiencing it. They're still killing things, and then I have to catch up, and sometimes I just downright disconnect. Now, if that's a me problem, let me know in the comments if you guys experience that or not. There are not enough co-op missions. Boss fights, while they're fun, they kind of become a drag on weekly, and I would love to do them co-op to make them better. Like, imagine making these fights even harder, but then adding co-op to them so that it feels rewarding and more fun. Echoes of Missteps, the Mystic Maze, also no co-op. It makes no sense to me. I mean, I understand that maybe logistically this one doesn't work, but man, I would love to do that with friends. Commissions just feel as though when I played co-op with other people, we would try to go, oh, hey, let's grind this thing, or let's work on getting this character up to this level. And then we would run into things that said, oh, this is a solo mission. And it was very confusing. I wish that we could do almost everything except the story solo or co-op. The solo play is very unsatisfying to me. The gear wheel and everything is whatever, but summoning characters, I don't feel like they do enough to make solo play fun for me. Maybe it's because I didn't level them enough or what, but having them run into missions, it felt like I was still doing 90% of the mission. It doesn't feel like I have a need to upgrade characters purely because they don't do as much as my main character. So it's like, why am I even focusing on dumping materials other than for trial rank or MR reason, right? Next. Let me go to the thing that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me right now, right? Bounty commissions. I enjoyed this game mode a lot. However, there is a buff that you get in the bounty commissions that increased your movement speed. And I did not realize until now how absolutely awful the base movement was. It feels slow, it feels clunky, it's all slow. And I didn't realize that really. I kind of looked past it until I got a movement speed buff. And I thought, wow, the movement feels really nice if it's actually fast and rewarding. If they made the bouncy commissions movement speed better, I would almost just keep playing entirely. Like that would almost be enough for me to come back. That's how big of a thing it is for me as a player. We need to talk about grappling hooks. The idea is so cool, except why afterwards do I lose all momentum, right? It is simply just faster for me to do this, or at least it feels faster for me just to do a bullet jump dash. I never have a reason to do this unless I've expended my resources and I need to go up, right? But there's so many of them that it feels like they want us to use them, but if I have another option, I will not. They are clunky. They feel slow. I don't feel like I'm going fast. They don't feel satisfying whatsoever. Next, let's talk about cosmetics and other non-gameplay style things. First off, I think they're aware of this because I saw it in one of the surveys, but please, please, please make color customizations on not just skins. Let me have some customization of some kind that isn't just, I put on a hat, I put on a little guy. Next, let's talk about the colors I do have control over, right? Weapon colors feel so terrible. Why are these limited resources? I don't want to feel like I can't customize because this is a limited thing. That is the majority of my list that I have so far. I don't think I'm going to keep playing this game till at least a few of these things change. If I could play more things with people, I think that would completely change my mind. I think that is my number one. I can look past almost everything else if that were the case. There you go. That's my feedback for, I mean, this is obviously kind of where it ends, but I want to know what people watching this think. If you think I'm crazy, let me know in the comments below. Like, let me know what you agree with, what you don't agree with. If you think I'm crazy, yeah, let me know. And if you want to see more game reviews or things like that where I take a look at games, let me know.